Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Deus Ex 3. Now that we've accepted that third and final side quest here in the first visit to Hungsha, I want to go ahead and start working on those objectives that are required of us for that side quest. And the first of these objectives is going to take us over to the limb clinic here in Hungsha, which is a place I've been avoiding up until this point because I figured we could only we could condense everything we can do there into one visit. So there are practice kits we can buy there, much like in the Detroit version. And which brings a total of 3 practice kits that we can buy, if you include the one that was part of the reward for the previous side quest, like I mentioned earlier in great detail. And I don't think you need all of them really, because like I said, there will be points in the game later on where there will be practice points I won't even know what to do with, but I still want to buy them just in case, because I still have a decent amount of money. And this place is the only place that carries Typhoon ammo for sale. Well, it might not be the only place, but it's the most reliable place you can get Typhoon ammo for sale, and also has hypostims. So, pretty useful. This is the guy, this anonymous X guy we were told to talk to, and we have the password to give him the death and life, have their determined appointments thing, and then he'll he recognizes that as his the secret password thing, and then he'll let his cover down for us.
Turn left from the front and go down the stairs. I'll be waiting at the corner.
So much for that conversation. Okay, that's pretty much everything we can do in here. There's no Hugh Darrow ebooks in here like there was in the Detroit version. Otherwise, it looks aesthetically exactly the same. So, limb clinics worldwide all look exactly the same for some reason. But we'll forgive that, seeing as how it's the same company. So let's go back to the back and continue our abrupt conversation with Mr. Anonymous X person.
Over here! Come on now! I'm relieved to know they sent a professional, at least.
I'm not even going to mention what website his hat makes me think of.
You're not exactly
I think you can
was
figure it out for
expecting.
yourself.
I was told I would be meeting a girl. How do I know you're not an imposter or some sort of double agent? Don't think I don't know this could all just be an elaborate trap to set me up.
Look, no offense, Mr. X, or whatever your name is, but I really don't have time for this. So if you could simply just give me what I came for, I'll be on my way.
Yes, yes. I have it right here. Evelyn Carmichael's autopsy report. Here, take it.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that he gives us the autopsy report for the woman that Malik believes was murdered, we have a choice to either give him a reward for giving us this information, or we can just completely blow him off and say, thanks for giving it to us, have a nice life. And I don't remember if there's any benefit to actually giving him a reward for this, but I know that there's no real downsides for refusing to give him a reward, so it's sort of just the making yourself feel better about it, because I really don't want to pay him 1,000 credits, so off he can screw. And
don't give them what they want.
like I said, I don't really feel like there's any negative repercussions for doing this. It's just feeling better about yourself for making the morally correct choice at that current time, or whatever you thought was the right thing to do.
Chalk it up to a learning experience.
But he gets pretty upset, to be honest. But it's like, hey, dude, calm down. To be perfectly honest, we were never told that you were going to ask anything of us for getting this information. We were told we could just walk right up to you and get this information, which is what we did. That was not part of the agreement, so you're the one who's trying to get something more out of the agreement than we were originally agreed to, not us. Jackass. Anyway, now that I have 2 more practice kits, I'm going to go ahead and max out my armor. And the side ability there that I just bought is probably the most useful thing that we get from the armor, which is EMP immunity, which I'll be going over later on when it's more relevant. But basically, to summarize it right now, it obviously makes us immune to EMP grenades and electrical charges, and means that our augmentations do not get fried from said things, which is going to be very useful. And for those of you who've already beaten the game, it's going to make the final boss a complete joke, but more on that when it's more relevant. For now, I want to go ahead and read the information that he gave us from the autopsy report. I skipped over it real quick there. There we go. And you can read it in detail if you want to, but basically Jensen tells you everything of value that there is to it. Now, I don't really want to go. One thing I could do would be to go and find that one guy who's
There's more. Evelyn was pregnant.
Find that one guy who has the security pass for Taeyong Medical, and go ahead and retrieve that. So, because I'm gonna have to come back to the Alice Garden pods here, and I could go ahead and bring the pass to Van Bruggen while I'm over here, but I figured I'd go ahead and do that later because I don't really want to search that pod right away. But I'm already over here, but like I said, I don't want to make multiple trips back to the Alice Garden pod, so I'm just going to go ahead and go do something else right now. But I do want to go to the Honghua Hotel and get that security pass for the main quest. And then I need to search Evelyn Carmichael's apartment for any evidence of foul play. A little bit of backstory if these characters don't really make sense yet. Lee, Evelyn's boyfriend, is actually Tong's son. So he's Lee Hung, son of Tong Hung. So just thought I'd bring that up for continuity's sake, because that'll be relevant later. But I mean, this stuff is explained, but I don't know if you're gonna catch all this your first time through. But yeah, I guess since we're just walking around, I'll go ahead and go over basically what this side quest is about, because we glitched up the quest giving section so badly by skipping over Malik's lines. Like I said, every time you hit record, the game has to go and screw up on you, and it's almost like it knows. I think this is actually called the LP curse. People actually refer to it as such. But basically, Malik used to live here. A friend of hers got killed. They claim it was an accident. She thinks it was murder. That pretty much sums it up. So over here is, off in this little corner, is this apartment. This apartment was previously not accessible until you've accepted this side quest. And there's like a few other apartments that are like that too. But this one is really off the beaten path, and there's really no other reason to go in here aside from the side quest. But I'm pretty sure we got all the Hugh Darrow ebooks up here in these apartments already. So I'm really not interested in investigating any of these other locations up here. But had I accepted the side quest earlier, I could have gone up here when I was getting all the Hugh Darrow ebooks and when I was hacking the relays for the side quest from Bobby Bao in the bar there. Now, in Lee's apartment here, there are some objects we can interact with, but what actually we can interact with this baseball bat. As this little spoiler there, but the thing what actually triggers that is we have to search the entire apartment and go into the bathroom for Jensen to realize that he's not home.
Lee's apartment doesn't look like anyone's home.
Thing is, though, things would have probably gotten violent had he actually been home and been like, "Holy crap, what are you doing in my house, you breaking and entering type person, and your B&Es and crap." Anyway, the first of the many interactable objects in here is the answering machine, which I don't know why answering machines like that still exist in this day and age, because this is like 20 years in the future, and it's actually 14 years to be exact, I think. And yeah, it's 14 years in the future from now. And already answering machines are outdated. Like, nobody has a home phone anymore. Everybody just has cell phones. So in Hangzhou, which apparently Shanghai is like one of the most technologically advanced cities in the world at this point, why would anyone have an answering machine? But I'm not going to argue with the continuity here and accuse the game of having plot holes, because the game is very good about covering that stuff up. Either way, that's the first thing of any evidence there. It dates the last interaction between Evelyn and Lee. And the next thing we're going to do here is hack his computer and steal all his personal stuff and maybe find his hentai collection. Oh, tentacle rape. Okay, this isn't Japan, but still. This is farther into the 21st century. I think the Chinese have more freedom to view whatever they want on the internet. Who knows? The internet could be heavily regulated over there for all I know. Anyway, and then every time we get another piece of information, Jensen will make this radical accusation about the information that he finds, and again, of all the stretches that he's making to assume something based on a very light piece of information, and that's not even the half of it. Just listen to what he says about this broken clock up here.
Malik, I think I got a probable murder weapon. A broken clock. The kicker is the hands line up roughly with Evelyn's TOD. Coincidence?
That's a hell of a stretch. You really think?
If Lee's as dumb as you say, maybe. We'd need lab tech analysis to confirm, but if there ever was a smoking gun...
Yeah, you said it, Malik. That is a hell of a
I'll
stretch.
make one last sweep to make sure I got
But like I said, we've been following long shots for a while now.
I found a baseball bat, but it looks clean. Almost like it's been washed recently.
Maybe Lee washed Evelyn's blood off of it.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure it could inflict the type of laceration she had. Okay, I think that's it. I'm heading to the hive now. I doubt we'll find anything else in here without calling in a forensics team.
Sounds good.
Okay, so after we've interacted with the baseball bat, we have all the pieces of information that we need, all the pieces of evidence, rather, to get our mind provoked on what we can accuse Lee of. And now we can head back to the hive. So this requires a lot of thinking, though, because there's no... The game doesn't actually tell you what the correct piece of information are, because you're basically accusing him... Oh, there's a storage locker there I missed, but whatever. I'll probably get that later. The thing is, though, is that the Icarus like a boss. The evidence it's not deliberately told you what pieces of evidence are correct and which ones are not. So you have to basically assume that you know how he murdered her, even if you don't. It's sort of like it's kind of like an L.A. Noire, sort of, how you have to make an accusation and hope that you're going to trigger the right emotion from the other character. And you may not always be spot on, but I'll go ahead and explain what the correct options are when we actually confront Lee. In the meantime, I'm up here in the Hunghua Hotel, and I need to retrieve a security badge from that security officer from Taiyang Medical. It's going to allow us to bioencode it with our genes and stuff, and we're going to go ahead and infiltrate the... And there's the quest giver for the first side quest, who I've completely ignored all this time. I really need to get on that. I've really messed up the order of those objectives. Like, I really could have gotten a lot more done had I paid attention to that. And I greatly apologize for that. But anyway, these guys are over here. Apparently they've already wrapped up their evening activities. But they're still occupied enough to where I can steal a security pass and not have to bother them at all. Of course, they will be alerted had I been spotted by that guy, but luckily I wasn't. And we can just jump off the building again with the Icarus like a boss. So, yeah, that's one of the best uses. This level in general is the best use for the Icarus landing system in general, because you can just get around so much easier by jumping off of these buildings. But the primary use to get the Hugh Darrow ebook from the Icarus landing system, we still haven't gotten to that level yet, but I'll still bring it up later on. Now, if you still don't have the Icarus landing system, you're gonna have to get it really soon, because we're coming up on that level very shortly. So, keep that in mind. If you want to get all the Hugh Darrow ebooks, you need to have the Icarus landing system. As unnecessary as it might seem. Because if it weren't for the Icarus landing system, or it wasn't for the Hugh Darrow ebook, rather, we really wouldn't need it. I would not recommend it otherwise. We could easily just climb down from those buildings and stuff. I mean, like I said, it's nice to have, but it's mainly just for show and convenience.
If you can make him panic, I'm willing to bet he'll spill his guts. Just make it look like black.
Oh boy, there's Lee. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Let me have a drink first.
I'll listen in and
Woo! Okay, I'm ready.
Got it.
Let's do this.
What you want, Chrome Boy?
Is your name Lee Hong?
Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What's it to you?
I want to talk to you about Evelyn Carmichael.
Man, it's off. I already told all you narcos all there is to say.
Relax.
Now, unlike the other dialogue sequences in the game, and even the persuasion minigames, this one is crucial that you provide the exact responses to the prompts given to you in order to succeed. And if you fail, you just have to do it all over again. So it is kind of annoying to mess up, but it's pretty obvious. Like, if you really think about the information, the evidence that was given to you at his apartment, you can pretty much figure it out logically what the best answer is. So
I strongly suggest you get the fuck out of my face, because unless you got
God, this guy, he is so freaking annoying. He swears and he swears and is more obnoxious than freaking Chet Wagner from the police department back in whatchamacallit, Detroit.
Because the police report was full of inaccuracies. Like
First of all, we have to accuse him of accuse somebody of tampering with the evidence or tampering with the autopsy report itself.
Testimony. You lied about why Evelyn fell down the stairs in the first place. You said you'd both been drinking.
And you have to say that he accused the two of them of being drunk that night. The other two are very you can read the autopsy report and it will say that he said that he thought they were drunk. So
well, the answer is pretty simple, really.
Like I said, a lot of this information can be acquired by reading the autopsy report, but the real kicker there is the anti-clock. That's what we really need to nail on the head, with no pun intended.
On her head, the intracranial hemorrhaging, it's the perfect match.
In my apartment? How the fuck do you know what's in my apartment?
And like any good crime of passion, you needed motivation, something to fuel your violent outbursts. What did Evelyn say or do to make you murder her? She told you she was
that one again should be obvious.
You panicked. Faced with the prospect of losing your easy way of life, you struck out at her in anger.
How? That's impossible.
But now the final piece of the puzzle. Why was Evelyn's death never considered a murder investigation? Because your family, one of the wealthiest and most influential families in Shanghai, covered it
This
up.
is a really tricky one. This is the one I failed on the first time through. And its limb is actually where his family has an influence on. The other two are irrelevant to this case.
Assured the autopsy performed on Evelyn's body would never see the light of day, and her death would simply fall through the cracks of an already crumbling justice system.
Fuck this shit, man! And fuck you!
I can help you, Lee, but only for a price.
Alright, fuck! I can't believe this shit! I'll pay you, man! I'll pay you, just... What do you need from me?
Details. Let me hear your side of the story, and then we'll move on from there.
I don't know. Evelyn, that stupid bitch! She was going to ruin me. I didn't mean to kill her, okay? Evelyn wouldn't shut up about us, about the baby, so I hit her. I just wanted to make her shut her stupid mouth. But the dumb bitch started freaking out. So I hit her again until she finally stopped screaming. When I realized what I'd done, I panicked. She was barely breathing, so I carried her to the stairs near my apartment and dropped her. I had to make sure it looked like an accident. I had no choice. She trapped me. She just wanted my money. I would have been ruined.
I need to go. We'll be in contact.
Like, okay, I have everything I need.
What?
Thanks for the confession. We'll be on our way.
And the money. Where the fuck you going?
Goodbye, Lee.
It's like, I don't need your 2 million credits. I just want my woman back. I don't need money.
Got a recording of all that.
Unlike you, on the other hand. Anyway, that is one of my favorite examples in this game of just what a badass Jensen can be. He totally owned that guy just by talking to him. I love that side quest. But anyway, that's about it. So now we can leave the hive, and Malik has something really tricky up her sleeves to complete the side quest with. So out on the streets we go.
Uploading the coordinates now.